Previously on Blue Ridge Adventurer'S Guild.
And we're standing in the middle of a insect-driven massacre.
I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the landline and dial 911.
And they kill people. There's a lot of dead people here from bugs.
I'm going to go ahead and send someone out.
Is my hand still glowing?
Yeah.
It is. You see the holes that Alex disappeared into, and you see a shimmering...
I'm going to keep going.
You step through this mirage, and as you do, it's like you're just submerged in ice water. You imagine Jay Lachey with glow stick stuff all over his face, and all of a sudden there's this glowing green fluid on Jay Lachey's face. Roy, you're sure you made that? You do the exact same thing, and Johnny is there, standing motionless in the dark cavern.
Hey.
Let's go find Alex.
You guys set off trying to follow the drag tracks that you see in the gravel, dusty dirt floor of the caverns. And this cavern, if anything, becomes more amazing as you go. As you head north down the passageway, the ceiling drops to about 10 feet, but it's still probably a 10 by 10 tunnel running underground. You can walk side by side, two people side by side, as you want to. The floor seems fairly even and well worn. It's almost like you were in some sort of like a commercial operation, you know, where you go to cave, do spelunking, and they're like, oh, we run 10 trips a day down here. Like, that's almost how it feels, as far as how well made these tunnels are, and just how worn sort of the floors are. I need you guys to all roll me nature checks.
12 for me.
My dice rolled off.
11 to me.
I'd say 9 for me.
Right.
Whoa.
You guys follow this path, and you're doing great. So great, following the drag marks. And then other passages start to come into this passage, and you see them branching off and splitting, and you keep trying to follow the insect tracks, but you guys are not trackers of insects by any means. And it's only a matter of time until you cannot deny that you are hopelessly lost.
I think we're hopelessly lost.
Nah.
This got to be bug tracks, right? I see 6 different feet. I mean, it could be 2 feet 3 times, but...
I think we just got to pick one. I think we just got to pick one and go.
You guys are having this conversation, and there's about 4 different pathways coming out of the small room that you're in. You just came in from one, so you've got one that's straight ahead, one off to the left, and one off to the right. They look pretty much identical, same heights, again, 10 to 12 foot ceilings, pretty good sized passageways, but you cannot differentiate these in any significant way.
Are there any like loose roots or like pieces of wood?
There are some roots coming down from the ceiling.
Anything I can like kind of pull? I just want like a stick.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, great. My best things. And that one.
Yeah, you don't find it just looks like a stone room to you. Bert, go ahead and roll me a perception check, and Roy as well.
Nat 20.
Oh, all right.
I got like 15.
All right, cool. So Bert, you start looking around. I want you to roll me a D6 and tell me what you roll.
4.
You are looking around with your cell phone light at this passageway, and on the ground in the dust and the dirt, there's a shimmer of like metal that catches your eye. And it's a silver metal. And when you go and explore, you find a metal, like silver statuette that has been dropped here. And we are deep underground, but there it is. I want you to roll me the D6 again, and let's see what this is.
1.
This is a raccoon. It is a silver statuette of a raccoon that you are finding underground.
And is it like covered in dirt? Does it look like it's been there for a minute? Or is it like fresh?
It's fairly fresh. It is not deeply underground. It looks like it was dropped. It is, it's something to the point that other people coming in wouldn't necessarily see it. And it was kind of about where you were standing and kind of how it was leaning against one of the sort of stones on the wall and the floor, how it was sort of tucked in there. But you just happened to be in the right place and you looked and saw it. But no, this has not been something that's been there for hundreds of years. This looks fairly new.
Huh. Is it small enough I can just like pick it up and
Yeah, totally.
pocket
Yeah.
it?
It's the size of a candy bar.
Was this raccoon statue near one of the 3 tunnels that...
Yeah. It was the one off to the right. It was in the corner, and the one off to the right. Yeah, so from where you came, it was off to the right. And again, this is sort of a northwest moving tunnel. And yeah.
Guys want to go just down this one? It seems to be our best bet.
Yeah, if that's all you can find, like, if you find something in there, like, that's gotta be where we need to go.
Yeah. Well,
There's nothing in the other tunnels, then why would we go there? And that's obviously not, like, why would the bugs have a fucking raccoon statue?
yeah, it makes sense. Well, why would the bridesmaids have a raccoon statue? But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Why would the bugs
I
look
know.
like people?
That's a good point.
You guys wind along for a couple of hours, and there are some small passageways that come into this one, but there's definitely a clearly defined central passageway that's leading off. So you feel a sense of confidence because you are on the main path. You don't know what that means, but you are on the main path. And if you felt like this path was a road, where you end up is a freeway. The path that you are on comes out into, again, another cavern, and we're talking 20-foot tall ceilings. This looks like a road tunnel, right? Like under a mountain, the Big Dig in Boston. Like this is a enormous tubular tunnel that runs east to west, and it is clearly trafficked. There are wagon marks down the center. There are just crushed gravel, and this thing looks like an honest-to-God road running underground off to the east and to the west. And you have been angling in the west, and so you kind of come out angled that way as if the west would be where you were going. Roll me perception checks all around one more time.
Oh, yeah.
13.
16.
Okay. A 9 minus 1 is an 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Roy, you see off to the west, you see light up ahead. I mean, it's hundreds of yards, and the tunnel seems to turn. And it's not a lot of light, but you see light up ahead.
Bro, do you see the fucking light?
Light?
Now you're pointing it out, yeah.
Dude, let's go.
You're leading.
Oh, yeah, okay, I forgot. Let's go.
So as you head down this highway, underground highway, you realize there is a light. And as you get ahead, you see that carved into the stone wall is a hook, and it's probably 15 feet off the ground. And hanging on this hook is an oil lantern that is burning. And there's nothing else around it, and it just seems to be marking a turn in this underground roadway. Not a fork in the road, but just the fact that this road is turning.
Huh.
And you just look off into the darkness as it turns north.
Do we want to try and take this?
The lamp?
Yeah, just have. I mean, these cell phones. I don't know
Yeah,
how
our
long
cell
we're gonna
phones
stay
are
down
gonna
here,
die.
but yeah.
Well,
So
wait.
let's take it.
Are you sure? It might be.
We can-
I mean,
we can try. It's up there.
I mean, I could climb up there and get it. That's not an issue I'm having.
Okay.
I feel like the road. We can see that this is a traveled road, right? You said we can see wagon marks.
Yeah.
And the road turns here.
Yeah.
Like it's like
It
a
hooks from
90-degree
the
angle.
west up to the northwest. Yeah.
I think this is to warn people that there's a turn, like a street sign. And if we take it down,
Yeah, I guess, but I mean,
I
let's try to find people. I guess.
yeah.
I can get. You want me to get it? I'll get it.
I'm worried that these cell phones are not going to last forever, and I don't know how long.
Mine
I mean,
died.
we've been down here for a couple hours. I don't think it's a bad idea. I'm just saying.
You think anyone's been in the church?
I mean, it's
I
been a couple hours. I would hope so. If they actually showed up, if they believed you.
Yeah, that lady didn't seem to. Who works in that type of field and then doesn't believe emergencies?
Right? Like, what?
She was getting mad at me for having an attitude, but could you blame me for having an attitude?
Wait,
No.
Try to be in her shoes for like 2 seconds. If
Okay.
someone came to
One,
you and was like,
Two. Yeah, she's
dude.
not nice.
big fucking ants ate my friends, they destroyed a wedding, there was bee people, like, get down here now. What would you do?
I mean,
would
first,
think-
I would think they're on drugs, but I mean, they definitely saw something. You know, like we've all done some stuff. Like even when there's not something there, there's something there. You know, you see something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I just think us being like the only ones alive
yeah.
there
Look, right
is
now,
probably gonna look pretty bad.
and
Yeah.
you're shooting lasers from your hand and making
Yeah.
magic things appear. I'm gonna trust your judgment. Seems like
Okay.
right now. All right. Well, I'm gonna climb up this rock wall and get this.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Roll me an athletics check.
An athletics check.
Yeah.
It's a 12 total.
Yeah, you're not quite getting up there. This is the walls are fairly slick. It's almost like people who put them up there thought that some people might try to steal their lanterns and sort of built them in a way that they were difficult to access.
My hands are really sweaty, and I
Yeah.
can't get a good grip.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. So I guess we're just hoping on these cell phones then.
Yeah.
You guys head off on the northwestern passage with your cell phones, and they are starting to get dim. Jay's has gone out. He didn't charge his. You guys are down to 2 cell phones, and you sort of head along in this straight line on this well-maintained underground road, and it's not long before you find another lantern as the road hooks farther north. And it's the same as the last one. It's on the opposite side of the road, a stone hook that's carved out of the wall, oil lantern. I mean, I'm talking about a large oil lantern, iron cased. It's a fairly fixed structure. It would be difficult to do much with, and you move past it as well. And just as you start to become very concerned about your cell phone batteries, both Roy and Bert have the little red lines on their cell phone battery indicators. You come upon a carriage, like a wagon that is stopped in the road, and you're coming up from behind it, and it is a covered wagon. So like white cloth over the wooden frame with these wooden wheels, and you cannot see into the back, but there's just a wagon sitting on the road ahead of you, and that's as much as you can see.
What the hell, a wagon?
Well, maybe they can help
why
us
is there?
out.
Well, hey, why is there a wagon?
I don't know. We're in South Carolina. They do stuff old-fashioned sometimes.
It's the
Yeah,
only
maybe they're doing like
trail.
a hayride down here or something.
Yeah. Like an old welcome to the mines of the south.
Yeah.
Bro, but like, there's no mines down here.
No,
They're
but
all
like
in, like,
there's
fucking Virginia and West Virginia and Kentucky and like.
but there's a
Tennessee.
bunch of old like like Stump House Tunnel, like unfinished like railroad stuff. Could be something like that.
I
How
once saw
old does
there was
this
a
wagon look? Does it look like ancient or does it look like new?
No, it looks new. It looks clean. It looks fully functional. Yeah, it's not cobwebbed. Yeah.
We're probably in some sort of tunnel system, and it's probably someone
Go.
who works here.
Let's go check it out.
Like a Sturbridge Village or something.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, Bert, you and Roy, you guys are going north. So you guys head up the east side of this wagon, and Jay, you go around the west side of the wagon. And the road does seem to expand here. So the cavern gets wider around these around this part of the road where the wagon is. And as you move up towards the wagon, you both see all three of you see up ahead the next another wagon. And so this is a wagon train that is just sitting here in the darkness. As you walk forward, these wagons are painted gray. They are particularly hard to see. And you all reach the front of the wagon at the same time and find dead horses laying in front of the wagon with arrows, like bow and arrows, multiple arrows penetrating into their necks and into their chests. And so there's dead horses. The wagons are this wagon seems abandoned. There's another wagon in front. And Jay, off on your side, you see bodies laying on the ground up ahead of you.
Oh, guys, come see this. I don't know if guys. There's a lot for today. I don't know if this is a fun time attraction tunnel anymore.
Yeah.
So everybody roll me investigation checks. I want to see what you guys find when you come out here on the west side of the tunnel.
11.
I got a 16.
17.
All right, cool. So you guys all see basically the same stuff. As you sort of fan out into this area, there are about 16 dead bodies scattered across the ground. There are 4 wagons in a row, all painted that dark gray color. As you look at the bodies, there's about 12 of them that look like they were warriors, like security. And again, it's like the Renaissance fair got robbed, because these guys are wearing armor, and a lot of it's been taken off of them. The weapons that you think that people who are dressed like this, especially given the other 4 who are dressed in very nice clothes, the weapons that are laying around are rusty, crappy looking weapons that look very old. So you guys look around and you see some sort of short swords. You see there's some clubs that are laying on the ground. There's a wooden shield. There are some this quiver of these, like, they look like lawn darts. There's a sling, like a leather sling, like David and Goliath style, that you recognize mostly from Bible school. There is an axe, like a wood cutting axe, but a little bit lighter, that is also stuck into one of the bodies that is there.
These ain't us. This isn't wedding people.
You think this could be like fossils? Like we find an archaeological site, and they've been preserved?
I'm no Jeff Goldblum, but I don't think these are fossils.
These are just like
Dead people.
they aren't fossils yet, though. I'll give you that.
I have to say I'm pretty scared. There's more dead people. There's arrows. There's wagons. We're underground.
I feel like I'm in the Oregon Trail, but the Oregon Trail's underground.
Echoing through the cavern, you hear a...
Was that one of you guys?
Sound like a cat.
Sounded like that girl we met in Vegas that one time.
Oh, yeah. She was so annoying, dude.
Oh, she would not stop following you.
I'm gonna grab that shield.
Yeah.
And like maybe one of those short swords. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what's happening, but God, I'm scared, guys. And I don't know. I want to fight this time. I don't want anyone else to get hurt.
You're right. I'm gonna throw down the bug spray. Do I see like any like spears or anything kind of that type of weaponry?
Yeah, you actually do. They're not on the ground. They're actually along the footboards of one of the caravans. It's like the spear is something that someone who was driving the caravan kind of had up front so that they could grab it out. So you actually do find a spear up and tucked into the third caravan from the front. And the third wagon.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab. I did a track and field back in high school, so
yeah, nice.
I just feel better with something like this.
Right.
For sure. Hey, do I see anybody alive? You said they're all dead.
Given the perception checks you had earlier, yeah, everybody is dead. This doesn't look like a brand new thing that just happened. There is a smell here, so it's probably been, but it doesn't look. I mean, it hadn't been very long, couple days at most.
Right.
Okay. Should we
Roy,
hide?
Yeah, I guess. Roy is instinctually gonna see if he can find like a hand axe or something.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's like I said, there is an axe. That is lighter than a wood axe. So yeah, it's probably it'd be a little bit large for a hand axe, but not very much. It's probably about 2.5 feet long, handle fairly light. It would suffice.
Yeah, it's gonna grab that, and then I guess we'll go find cover behind.
Yeah, do we want to hide in these wagons?
I guess.
As you're trying to decide where you go, you hear you see motion in the over in the far wall as you suddenly realize that there are quite a number of small caves pocked into this wall where the roadway has expanded. And as you shine your cell phone light over there, you see a half dozen pairs of glowing eyes. They are about 5 feet to 6 feet off the ground, and they seem to be bobbing up and down as they are moving towards you.
Guys.
Yeah. Dude, get in one of the fucking wagons.
Just toss the short sword and the shield that I just got. I just toss it in, like getting out of the pool and just like get into a wagon.
Okay. You start to pull yourself up into a wagon, and as you do, an arrow thumps into the side of the wagon you're climbing into, and I need you guys to roll for initiative.
Ooh.
I roll an 8 on initiative.
Okay. I got a dirty 10.
It's about to be a Dustin.
I got
in my life
an 18 minus 1, so 17.
All right. So, Bert, you have jumped into the wagon. Roy, you and Jay are still fairly exposed. Jay, there is an arrow that is flying your way, and it actually has 17 to AC, so you are actually going to take a hit from from a longbow arrow. Yes.
Oh.
It does not feel good.
I just got freaking shot with an arrow.
Yeah, you take 5 points of piercing damage as an arrow hits you in the leg.
Jeez, who shoots arrows anymore, bro?
Oh, dude, get in the wagon.
Roy, it is your turn.
A freaking bow and arrow.
You are seeing, you still got your cell phone. You are seeing eye shine from creatures. Their laughter is getting louder as they move into the cavern. And there's one that has obviously shot an arrow. You kind of catch a glimpse of the arrow flying as it hits Jay Lachey, and that is the closest set of eyes to you. Others are moving quickly around some boulders as they head towards you at a sprint.
So I'm just gonna, I guess, just like blindly reach my hand out and just try to do the thing.
Do the thing.
Any particular one?
No, just one of them fuckers. Just
All right.
Get the one that shot me with an arrow.
Oh, I don't know which one did it, bro. Otherwise, I would.
All right. Roll me an attack roll on the one that you decide is the biggest threat.
That'll be a 19 total.
Okay, that totally hits. So you raise your hand and you feel that same surge of energy, and a bolt of force leaves your palm and slams into the first set of eyes that are approaching. Roll me some damage.
Oh, 10.
Oh, wow. So that bolt slams into the chest of this creature, and you hear, and you smell like there's just burnt hair, and by the light of the bolt that hits this creature, you can tell this is not human. This is strange, almost it's bipedal, but dog-legged, almost like a hairy face, dog face. It has a spear that looks a bit different from the one that Jay picked up. This is just sort of an ornamental spear. There's some feathers tied to it, and that is the creature that your blast hit, and it takes the blast very hard. But unlike the bugs, this creature does not go down. This creature is going to then throw its spear back at you, and it will miss wide as it aims for Roy, but the spear flies past you. Jay, it is your turn. You have been hit by an arrow. You are out in the open. Where are you going?
How wide of a miss was his spear that he threw? Could I possibly get to it?
Yeah, sure. It's stuck into the side of the nearest wagon that you guys are kind of in front of, and so
Okay.
it's not hard for you to get to.
Then I'm gonna take the spear that I grabbed off the ground, and
Yep.
I'm gonna try and throw it back at it.
Okay, cool. So roll me an attack roll with a spear.
Okay. I rolled an 8.
You fling it back. For effort.
Well, it is an
But it
8.
flies back over this creature. It pretty much exactly as his spear flew past the first time, and you feel a kinship with people who throw spears and miss wildly in front of their friends.
All right, I'm gonna try. Can I grab the other one out of the wagon and try and just kind of duck behind the wagon?
Yeah, I will let you grab with your rest of your movement. You'll grab the spear and duck around the corner of the wagon. And so, Bert, at this point, you have 3/4 cover. Jay Lachey, you have half cover, and Roy, you are still standing out in the open.
Is it Bert's turn?
It is going to be Bert's turn next. Whoever shot an arrow at Jay is now taking a shot at Bert. Oh no! And it rolls a natural 20 as Bert sticks his head out of the wagon with 3/4 cover. This is the Legolas of Knoll archers. And
Johnny, you okay?
exactly right.
Bert!
No.
It's an arrow. How freaking lame is that?
You are going to take 10 points of damage, Bert.
Oh, Johnny, you okay? I'm down.
Are you down, Bert? Johnny, are you okay? And oh no! And an arrow hits him. Bert,
right?
it's your turn now. You just got hit with an arrow.
So
10 points of damage. I need you to make me a death saving throw. Yeah.
Hey guys, Dustin Bays here. I play Sphere, Bert, and Boot. I, along with my fellow cast members, Maddie Fuller, who plays Enid, Roy, and Amari, Nate Willette, who plays Scarf, Jay Lachey, and Ma, and our DM, Dr. Andy Rourke, want to say thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We're having so much fun making the podcast, and we hope you're having a lot of fun listening to it. If you are, please give us a rate and review wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's Apple Music, Spotify, Google, Podbean, and you can even listen to us now on your Amazon Echo by saying, "Hey Alexa, please play Blue Ridge Adventurer's Guild," and it should play our podcast. Sorry if I just set off your Alexa. If you want to @ us or check out some more content, follow us on our social media. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram by searching @BragPod, that's BRAGPOD, or you can find us on Facebook and YouTube by looking up Blue Ridge Adventurer's Guild. All of those pages have links to each other, so if you find us in one place, you can find us in the rest. Thanks again for listening, and now let's get back to the show.
I need you to make me a death saving throw. Yeah.
Well, Bert, say hey to your mother for me. 12.
12.
One success.
You make your first death saving throw, and that is when you hear the strangest thing. You hear a human voice speaking English and screaming, "Yeah! I'm enraged!" As Roy, as you turn your cell phone to the north where the wagon train was headed, where the caravan was going, you see a man who is about 3.5 feet tall, shirtless. He weighs about 75 pounds, but you can even see in the light of his phone, he is pure muscle, and he's wearing a belt that looks like a professional wrestling championship belt that covers most of his abdomen, and he has this dog skull on top of his head and an axe that is as big as he is, and he is charging towards the knoll that you had hit with your Eldritch Blast, and he hits this knoll, and it basically cleaves it in half. He completely slices this animal that absorbed your Eldritch Blast. It looked like it had recovered from that fairly well until this tiny man just cleaves it in half.
Holy shit. Bert,
That is a tiny dude.
Yeah. There is another one of these creatures that's holding a spear that moves to engage the tiny man and slashes wildly at him and misses with its spear. So it's holding its spear with two hands. It slashes wildly at him and misses. The next thing that we see, the cavern lights up, like the lights are raised, and there's another small man. This one not nearly as small. He is about probably 5 feet. He probably weighs 160 pounds, right? 5 foot, 160 pounds. He is thick, long beard, full metal armor. He's disproportionate from the little man, so his legs seem much shorter than his torso, and his legs are just pumping, and he has a hammer in his hand, and he is holding up his other hand palm forward, just like you've seen Roy do, but out of his hand there is a ray of light that is targeting the dog creature with the bow and arrow, the one who has shot both Jay Lachey and Bert. And that knoll is going to have to make a dexterity saving throw, which it fails and takes 5 points of damage. The first knoll, the one who shot the who shot the first arrow is going to aim at this newcomer and fire wildly and miss as he approaches, not screaming. He actually looks more annoyed than enraged. And that's sort of how you read his face as he approaches. And Roy, it is your turn again.
I am fucking flawed by all these people. But I'm gonna like shake Bert and be like, Bert, do you see the tiny men? They're so fucking okay. I'll get back to you. And then I'm gonna try to do it again because now I feel pressured because there's someone else who can do my cool trick, and it's not all that cool anymore. So I'm gonna zap just another random one. Just another random one. Yeah, you pick one of the ones that's been throwing spears back and forth with Jay. That's the one that you target. And so go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
I like to think
playing like a nice little game of
Nat
catch.
20.
Oh wow! All right, perfect. So roll me damage.
4.
All right, is it a D8?
It's a D10.
All right, cool. So you get a full D10 damage because you got a nat 20. So the crit. So you got 10 plus what now? Plus 4.
14.
All right, perfect. And that is the end of the archer Knoll who was firing arrows back and forth. So you, seemingly in an attempt to top the newcomer who did a similar thing, a similar trick with his hand to you, you unleash a powerful hold my beer type bolt that just levels this creature, and you can feel that the tides have seemed to be turning. Jay, you're ducking behind the caravan. It's your turn.
I was ducking, but now I see my buddy Bert go down. I'm feeling pretty pissed, and clearly my throwing is not what it used to be, so I'm gonna just take the spear and I'm gonna charge the first of these creatures that I can.
Perfect.
The closest one.
You charge up towards the tiny man who is just right in the middle of everything. You run kind of in his general direction to the first knoll that you see, and this is the one that this is one that had kind of run up behind the one that you traded spears with, and that is going to be the closest one. So go ahead and roll me a two-handed spear attack.
All right. Let's be... Okay, a 13.
That does not hit. You get right up on this creature and you use two hands and you slash down and you feel so confident, but your spear just cuts partway through some thick hide armor. And having never tried to stick a pointy thing through hide armor before, you didn't realize how difficult it was to slash through it. And now you're face to face with this dog creature. It's not a dog.
Quick question.
Sure.
I took the feat Polearm Master.
Okay.
So it says when you take the attack action with a glaive, halberd, quarterstaff, or spear, you can use a bonus action to make a melee attack with the opposite end of the weapon.
Okay.
So can I do that and
yeah, definitely.
So I missed.
Hold on, let me finish painting the picture here before you smack him with the back of the spear. So you slash down and it cuts partway through this thick hide armor, and now you're face to face with this snarling dog creature that actually is not a dog creature, it is a hyena, and it goes as your spear catches on its armor, and you are able to rip your spear loose and bring the butt of the spear spinning up underneath its jaw. And roll me an attack to see if you can connect.
That is a 15.
That does hit.
All right, and as I do, I'm gonna yell, Mufasa!
Say it again.
Okay, that's 2 damage.
It knocks the laughter out of his mouth is basically it. You smack him, you catch him right underneath the tip of the mandible, and his teeth kind of smack together. He kind of bites his tongue, and he seems to have a new level of anger in his eyes as he looks back at you. And Jay, he is going to try to hit you with his spear and he is going to miss you as he slashes. He got a 12 to AC. I'm assuming that doesn't hit.
Actually.
Oh.
Level 1.
Level 1.
Level
No,
one armor class.
having not
have
picked up
armor.
any armor. All right, you are going to take damage from this, and he is going to, let's see. You are going to take 4 points of damage.
Oh, it's like a bigger arrow.
Oh yeah. Bert, I need you to make me another dexterity saving throw.
Death saving throw?
Dexterity. You death save with dexterity.
To see if my body rolls out of the way in time.
Exactly.
Can you dodge death?
Another
14. Another success.
Yay! Another successful attack, a death save for Bert. One of the gnolls is going to charge forward to engage the tiny, screaming man. And it slashes with 2 hands on a spear and does not hit our new friend, who is just shaking the previous cleave gnoll off of his enormous axe. It is his turn. He looks at the new creature who has moved up to engage with him and says, "I'm furious!" and slashes. Holy crap. And for 18 to AC, and he hits for 8 points of damage on that beast.
Sounds like he's trying to convince himself.
He,
I'm so mad.
I'm so mad.
I promise I am.
I swear to God.
I've never been like this man.
A gnoll archer fires at the bearded companion who has also appeared, missing wildly. The bearded companion, the taller of our 2 new friends, is actually heading directly towards Bert. And so he's moving around the side of the wagon where you were and laying his hand on your exposed head, which is laying out with an arrow sticking, basically from your neck. Yeah, he is going to put his hands upon you, and he closes his eyes, and you feel the life roll back into you, and and as he pulls the arrow out of your neck, the wound underneath seems to close up as if it was never there, and you get 6 hit points back from his cure wounds spell. All right.
You're awake.
I'm awake. Yeah, of course I'm awake. I don't sleep on the job.
Yo,
Yeah.
how much do these arrows suck?
Really bad. I just got shot with one.
I got shot by one and then
Just now.
I got stabbed by a
Bart.
bigger one.
Look at that guy. He just fucking
Ah!
hooked you.
Yo, look at these guys.
Ah,
Oh my God.
Little guys, can we
Scared
talk
the
to you
hell out of
after this?
Rage!
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
And
Back into the wagon.
the bearded man slowly shakes his head, and you could see it's just like disappointment on his face. Roy, it is your turn. As you look out, you see Jay locked in combat with a hyena monster. You see a gnoll that was just hacked into by the shirtless tiny man with the professional wrestling belt and the dog skull on his head, and and that's it. So and there is an archer who fired an arrow at the bearded newcomer and missed. So 3 gnolls that you see.
all right. I'm gonna aim at the outlier. I'm gonna get the
Okay.
archer,
Okay.
so that there's no more arrows.
Sure.
I can't let Bert get got by another arrow. Johnny can take it. That's 18 total.
Oh, that definitely hits.
Fragile.
All right.
He's all bark.
That is gonna be 7. damage.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So your Eldritch Blast hits this this gnoll with his longbow, blasting the arrow he was trying to get out of his quiver, out of his hand, and scorching his right shoulder and arm.
Yeah.
All right.
And after engaging him, since I know he has like a fucking, bow and arrow, I'm gonna like try to find some cover.
Oh, definitely.
Like, can I dip behind one of the wagons or something?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, you can you'll duck behind one of the wagons now that you have fired off your Eldritch Blast.
Sweet.
All right, perfect. Jay Lachey, it is your turn.
I'm still engaged in this one guy.
You are, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and make an attack on him
Okay.
with my spear, two-handed.
Okay.
Okay. 21.
Wow, that definitely hits.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do D8 plus 3. 6 damage.
Oh, right. Very nice. So this gnoll is starting to look like he has taken some hits. He is going to slash back at you, and
before he does, real quick, I was also going to try to think of a way to do it with flavor. I'm gonna kind of like take a second and take a breather and concentrate and use my second wind ability.
Oh, great. Yeah. So you step back, and your days of track practice when you took a beating under the weight coach and the javelin coach and just had to suck it back up, that comes into your mind as you step back and shrug off some of the pain that you have taken.
Okay, heal 5 points of damage.
Hey, I like it. I like it. All right. So, all right. With that, you shrug up. The gnoll you're fighting has made an attack roll, and it is 9 to AC.
That does not hit.
So you, as you duck away and catch your breath, you are able to dodge his attack. Bert, you now seem to have a new lease on life. You're looking into the face of it seems like a middle-aged man, a bearded man, but his head is a little bit wider than a normal man, and he's only about 5 foot tall. He's wearing medieval armor. That's what you're looking at. But he seems like he's pulled the arrow out of your neck and seems to be unconcerned about you at this point.
Okay. I feel like I'm just gonna like lay flat on my back for a second and be like, oh, I don't know if there's like some sort of god or something, or an angel, or some sort of prophet that can help me. But I swear to God, if you're out there and you're listening, you just get me through this, and I swear I'll go to your church every day. I'll hand out flyers like really uncomfortably to people who clearly don't want them. Just whatever you got, man. Just get me through this, okay? Please. And then I'm gonna yell out, "Yo, Johnny, you okay?"
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm dodging.
Roy, you doing all right?
Like I'm Neo from the Matrix.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm all right. I don't. Yeah, I'm just like fucking weirded out.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna look at this guy and be like, "Hey, man, thanks so much. What do I do? I'm so scared."
Yeah. Do you have a weapon or anything that might be helpful?
Oh, yeah,
Anything?
I tossed a shield and a sword in this wagon here. All right. I'll, okay. I know what I'm going to do. I stand up, like, look around. I'm like, clamber in and like try to reach around and like, oh, here it is. Grab the sword and the shield, and I'm just going to try and run up. Do I have enough speed? I got 30 feet. Can I get up to where Johnny is, to J Money?
Yeah.
Can I engage with the guy that he's engaged with?
Yeah, you totally can. I'll give you advantage because those two are deeply engaged, and if you're kind of running up on the side, I'll give you flanking on him.
Yeah, I'll run up and give him the old swing. 9 to AC?
That does not hit. Did you roll with advantage?
Oh, I did not. Sorry. All right. A 9 didn't hit, but does a 9 hit?
No.
Okay.
Still does not hit. Still
Okay.
does
I don't know. I thought maybe. All
It
right.
was worth a
Nice
9.
try. You as you charge up to this knoll, feeling ridiculous with a cracked wooden shield and a crappy short sword in your hand, it becomes painfully obvious that you have never wielded a sword in your life as you hack without any effect at all at this knoll.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
It's definitely harder than you think. Next to you, the knoll that is fighting our tiny friend is hacking and slashing at him. Oh, for a natural 20, that knoll is going to hit for 10 points of damage on our little friend, but he seems to shrug off about half of it.
Oh, jeez, Cubone, are you all right?
I'm so mad. I'm fine. And he is going to go back with his big axe at the knoll that hit him, missing wildly. So while he says he's fine, his wild flailing miss with his axe indicates maybe otherwise. All right. With that, the archer knoll is going to fire again at our bearded friend and miss yet again. This archer is not nearly as good as the first archer who died fairly early on. That's good for everybody. So he misses, and in exchange, the bearded figure is going to point his finger at the archer. And you are going to see a flash of light that streaks towards that knoll. The knoll is going to take 8 damage from this flaming arrow that was launched toward him, and it is Roy's turn.
Holy shit.
Roy, can you do that?
I don't think I can yet. But I'll try.
That was really
Maybe
cool.
if I just point instead of go like that.
Yeah.
Maybe if I point, it'll do something different. I don't know.
So first of all, which knoll are you pointing at?
All right, so I'm gonna go back at the archer because I was shooting at him first. I'm gonna see if I can kill him.
Okay.
Thing that I'm doing.
I need you to roll me an attack roll.
That's gonna be 17.
Perfect. So roll me a 1d8 in damage, please.
Oh, 8.
You point and you reach down into yourself and you try desperately to do something different. And you feel this tingling, icy sensation. It's almost like when you went into the hole and went through that mirage, but it's much more controlled, localized in your hand. And so you point, and as you point, this ghostly skeletal hand comes out of your hand and reaches towards the knoll that you're pointing at, controlling this ghostly, ghastly hand the entire way. And it reaches to the knoll, and the hyena creature doesn't seem to see it until it's too late. And you close your hand around this creature's throat and just feel ice in between your fingers. And you can see the shock on this creature's face as it tries to grasp and pull your hand away. Its claws scrape uselessly through the spectral digits that have wrapped around its neck. Tell me what happens to this knoll at its end.
As the skeletal hand wraps around the neck, you watch as this gross knoll, start seeping away, dehydrating almost. Looks as if the life is being sucked out of him, until finally, with one last weird knoll noise, it drops to the floor, dust. With
that, the other two gnolls that are fighting, one of them is fighting Jay and Bert, and the other one is fighting the tiny man. They see their colleague, who is probably the de facto leader of the group, fall to the ground. And with that, they immediately break off their attacks and try to flee. And so Jay and Bert, you guys will get opportunity attacks on this fleeing knoll if you want to take them.
Are we both flanking him technically now?
Yeah, you won't get advantages. He's trying to,
Okay.
he's not trying to disengage. He's trying to turn. So I won't give you advantage on it. But both of you can have an opportunity attack.
I did get an 18.
All right, that does hit.
19.
Both of you roll me damage.
I had 10 damage.
Wow.
And 1d6. Sorry. I did 5 damage.
Oh, Bert, tell me how you finished this knoll off after Jay's powerful strike that brought back his glory days of high school track.
Yeah, Jay stabs him in the back with the spear, and as soon as he goes, just sink, clear off, just take his head off.
Just head comes off. Perfect.
Yeah.
As the other knoll tries to flee from the tiny man, it catches an axe in its back. He does survive, just barely, getting hacked in the back as he limps. That will be the lone survivor, is the knoll that disengaged from our small friend and ran away.
How far does he get? But I wouldn't be able to try and do like one of those, like just throw the spear and try and get him as he's like in the distance, like in movies when someone's like an old western. You see the guy,
actually, so you can throw your spear 60 feet with disadvantage. So if you want to try to take a shot, he's got 3 hit points left, and he
I get plus 3.
using his action to dash. He is going to be exactly 60 feet away from you. It is definitely the far end of your range. Roll with disadvantage. You need a 15.
This.
You need a 15
this.
to hit.
Oh, hang on, one fell.
Don't count.
Doesn't count when it's on the floor.
Yeah.
I fell on the floor again. I'm too excited.
Could buy you a rolling tray.
Okay. I rolled an 11 and a 12. Both are plus 5. So 16 and a 17. So I think
roll me damage. Three points of damage.
I have plus 3.
All right. Tell me what happened.
I rolled top damage.
Max damage. Nice.
Jay Lachey drops back like the high school track star that he is. Lets fly this spear just like he did 1,000 times with the javelin at track and field. And Jay Lachey, call the action for us, sportscaster style.
I think that's right, folks. We are here to see the championship javelin toss. Jay Lachey, let's watch that replay as the javelin flies through the air, piercing the knoll through the chest, impaling it as it leans.
Gonna feel that one tomorrow.
That's right. The knoll is now leaning towards the ground, spear protruding, but keeping him up as if a tripod.
Oh my god.
You don't see that one every day.
When you turn around, the small man is lifting one of the knolls over his head and slamming it down on another knoll that is on the ground. Both knolls are dead. He seems to be working through some issues in this strange fashion.
Oh, I'm gonna turn and see him doing that and just be like, ah! I'm gonna take my sword and just start hacking at the knoll that's like dead in front of me.
Yeah, the look of approval on his face is enormous. He's just, did we just become best friends?
Yup.
Wow, that's so great.
It's covered in blood.
That's him too. He's covered in blood, and as you look at it in his tiny, adorable face, you realize he's not wearing a dog skull on his head. He is wearing a skull of one of the creatures that you just killed. That is his headgear. The helmet that he has is a skull of one of these creatures. And he says, "Wow, boy, it's a good thing we found you guys."
Hey guys, Dustin again. That's going to be it for episode 7. Episode 8 is going to premiere on Facebook and YouTube on November 14th. And then the audio will be dropping in podcast format the following Monday, November 16th. So find us online by looking us up, Blue Ridge Adventurer'S Guild, and rate and review us on your favorite podcasting app. If you want to get additional content or add us, find us at BragPod, BRAGPOD. Before we go today, we just want to shout out a couple of friends of our shows, a couple other shows. First, I want to say thanks to Be a Better Bard for shouting us out on their show. It's a podcast based out of Richmond, and they tear apart archetypes and tropes of various things in not only D&D, but literature and life. And then they build it up and make a new thing, whether it's a vampire or a prince or a sidekick or even a really nice wooden ship. They make all those things. Also want to say thanks to the Bearded Ones Comedy Podcast. They're another local Greenville, South Carolina podcast. 2 comedians, Evan Harris and Jason Underwood, and they've stitched together kind of a short form improv comedy podcast. A lot of fun, and have an absolute blast listening to them. And then the last one is our DM's podcast. Dr. Andrew Rourke has a veterinarian podcast called The Cone of Shame. If you have a furry friend in your life and you want to learn more about them, listen to The Cone of Shame. And just to clarify, I mean your pets. If you have a furry friend in your life and you want to learn more about furries, just go talk to them. So thanks again for listening to the show, and we'll catch you next time. Y'all come back now, you hear?